What is going on, you wonderful thought-having people, you? As always, I'm Jake from Give It Thought, and you know what? Let's just get right into today's video. So I'm sure everyone has seen the news that is reporting that the PS4 Pro is, well, to put it simply, not working like it was supposed to be. There are headlines everywhere that are reporting that the Pro is making games run worse or causing them to run slower, but without arguing semantics, those headlines are a little bit misleading. I wasn't even going to throw my hat in this ring because I feel like it has been beaten to death at this point, but news outlets seem to be having a heyday with it. So I thought I'd give everyone a more detailed rundown on what is happening, and I have a point to make that other people seem to be skipping over. To start, yes, the PS4 has its problems with some games. Digital Foundry, who seems to be at the bottom of this story, has thankfully been pretty objective about it. In their description of the problems, found that it only affects a handful of games. At the forefront of this seems to be The Last of Us Remastered. According to Digital Foundry's findings, when you choose to play at a 3200 by 1800 resolution, the frame rate drops at certain points. The bad part about this is that the game offers the 60 frames per second option with that resolution. And when you choose that option and the frame rate dips, well, then you're kind of lying to people, Sony. Which is where I think all of this stems from. People, gamers especially, hate that kind of thing. Look at what happened to No Man's Sky. It is a perfectly good game on its own, but the fact that it was marketed as something else, that made it this year's biggest gaming controversy. The PS4 Pro is doing the exact same thing at a smaller level, and it is more in your face. The bad thing is, both examples of this are Sony affiliated, which I will return to later. But the problem is apparently even worse when playing on a 1080p display instead of what the PS4 Pro was meant for, which is 4K. When doing this, the game downsamples the resolution to fit on the TV, which is called super sampling, which triggers anti-aliasing, and that causes even worse frame rate dips. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which I have yet to play since I bought it at launch, might need to get to that, but apparently at some spots it can get as low as 20 frames per second on the Pro, which is just, I mean, that's terrible. Skyrim has been at the mercy of this too, with the consistent frame rate drops on the Pro, so even though it is only a handful of games, it seems to be the most popular ones, which is why the people noticing this stuff have been so vocal. Some smaller titles have been affected too, like a game called Mantis Burn Racing, which I had never heard of before researching this. People are claiming that the new Tomb Raider got it right with its 3 separate modes that allow you to improve frame rate, the resolution, or just the overall graphics, but towards the middle of the game, it is apparently seeing the same issues according to Eurogamer. All of this could be early adopter stuff, as other people have mentioned, but even if it is, my next point still stands. The real problem is, people paid $400 for this thing, and out of the box, it is not doing what was promised. It's just not, and that makes consumers feel ripped off, and rightly so, I might add. So far, the only word we've gotten from Sony about this is through Digital Foundry, which is Sony said that it is investigating the issues. This is so annoying. Why can't they just say, yeah, we messed up, we're sorry, and we're going to fix it? But again, we and them are at the mercy of big business. I don't mean to sound like a revolutionary here or something, but it's too much from them lately. They upped the price of PlayStation Plus for no reason, feed us a flat out lie with No Man's Sky, and now they're doing the same thing with the already controversial PS4 Pro. Who is making these decisions? I will give the PS4 Pro credit for The Last of Us on a TV with HDR. I fooled around with it a bit, and from my eye, I can't see any frame rate drops, and it looks absolutely gorgeous and has far less load times. I plan on picking one up with Final Fantasy 15 at the end of this month, but the closer that time comes, the more I've been rethinking it. I will probably end up getting one just because the Wi-Fi on my old PS4 is basically shot, so I need a replacement, but I can't say I'll be happy about it. Gosh, that little rant made me sound like a spoiled baby, but I'm nothing if I'm not honest. So what does everyone else think about this? Do you see the similarities in this story and the No Man's Sky story? I can't help but see it, but then again, I was steeped in No Man's Sky news for like 3 months there, so let's talk about it down below. And I think that's where I'm going to end this video. If you enjoyed this video, you know what you have to do. Hit that like button for me if you want to, and if you're new here and like what I do, why not hit that subscribe button? It's always nice to welcome new people to the channel. And if you missed yesterday's video, it was all about the NES Classic and the fact that Nintendo looks to be intentionally holding back supplies of it. So check that one out if you're interested. But I think that's about it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, give thought to everything.